All right, everybody, here we are, ready for a brand new episode. I've actually got some sales to talk about. And I also want to talk a little bit about some more of the whole scam thing, because it's one of those things that's just going on right now that I don't think people really understand how some of these scams work. I don't either, but I can tell you that people are out there doing them, and I read about them all the time. So after the quick break here, we'll come right back and start talking about this a little bit and go through the most recent sales. Okay, and so we're back. Well, some things have been sold. Thank goodness. We had a long period there where it seemed like, shit, is anything going to sell again? And lo and behold, it did start to happen. It did take a little bit longer to come around, but hey, we did it. So there's some things out there. But while I'm getting started on this topic of these scams, I know I told you guys about the vacuum cleaner part, and the guy who is attempting to return this because he claims he just didn't like it, because you know how that is. Parts of things to fix things, sometimes they're not aesthetically pleasing for you. That's a scam, people. That is a scam. And I've seen it before a couple of times, and it never ceases to amaze me the cojones these people have to try to do something like this. Like they just think you're just going to bow down and accept it because of whatever. Oh, I don't want bad feedback. Well, bad feedback is going to happen at some point, right? I've been very fortunate. Things have been going really well, and I try really hard to do things right for the customer, but it's going to happen. There's just no two ways about it. And it very well may happen with this guy. I have no idea. I doubt it. I think this is a lot like that shorts situation that I told you guys that I had. I think it's going to be along those lines. But anyway, let me get into some things that sold recently, and maybe we didn't make a ton of money on them. So one of the first ones, and these are not really necessarily in any order. One of the first ones is this little statuette called Old Biddies, I believe, is what it was titled. I don't remember. It says, "Here's to old friends that know everything about you but can't remember all of it." And it's got two little old ladies with hats on sitting at a table, face to face, across the table, drinking some wine. And it's part of a deal made by Westland Giftware, kind of one of those little things. And when I looked it up, it looked like it was selling pretty good. And then I'll be honest with you, when I bought it, that stopped because I bought this thing January 1st of 2025. So over a year before it sold. But it did sell. I paid too much for it. I see that now. I paid $7.10 for it. It ended up selling for $29.99, which is great. Once you start taking out transaction fees and stuff, it changes. So transaction fees, $4.51. The ad fee for it's 97 cents. Shipping label, $6.68. This wasn't going too far, if I recall correctly. I don't think, yeah, it was Illinois, so not too far, just outside of Chicago, I believe. So that left me with $17.83, but then when you take out the $7.10, of course, you're just looking at almost 11, not quite. So not a great sale, but I am glad it is gone. So it does have that ring to it, which is great. That definitely doesn't upset me at all. Um, Another one, I'll just go through these low end ones real quick because I'll talk a little bit more about some other stuff coming up. Another low end one is a Speak and Spell. I found this Speak and Spell for $1, if I remember correctly. Had it for, gosh, I'm trying to remember when I bought that thing. Yeah, I paid $1 for it. It was April Fool's Day of 2025, so it was here a long time. But I mean, it was practically new, and I don't know why I had it listed for $20, but I did. Usually, I do things like $19.99, right? But in this case, I had it for $20. Someone bought it. By the time you take out transaction fees of $3.12, ad fee for 64 cents, and a shipping label for $6.68, you come down to $9.56. You take $1 away from when we bought it. $8.56 is what we made on this thing. And again, not great, but not something I really want to waste time with, because it does take time to take pictures of this stuff, to get it listed, all of that. And so you just really have to ask yourself, is it worth spending this much time on this? Because, I mean, that's time is money, right? I mean, that's the old, I hate that phrase, but it's true. And you just have to be careful how much time you're spending on something, and how much money you're going to end up making ultimately on it. And then the last one would be this Signature 8 brand distressed red denim jacket. It's a women's size small. We bought this thing, gosh, let's see if I got it here. Yep. It was April 11th, 2025. We found it at a thrift store. My wife thought, man, this is going to sell or whatever. We paid $9.85 for this jacket. It was in great shape. But it ultimately ended up selling for $29.99. And then when you take out transaction fees of $4.21, you take out a shipping label for $6.68, you come up with $19.10. So when you remove the cost of goods sold, let's see here, $9.52 we made off this thing. Again, I'm glad it's $10 and it's a sale and it's gone. But at the same time, is it really worth all the time that was invested into it? And the answer is definitely no. So on these scams, yeah, I'm seeing a lot. I'm a member of some different groups, and it's really interesting because I see people going through some of these same things, and it just really is frustrating because it does leave you questioning, like, am I doing this right, or did I mess something up? Because some of the things that people try and pull are such bullshit deals. Sorry, bullshits. Yeah, it's really, really weird. And, people are showing the whole idea of what it is to try and scam folks out of stuff. And people who are just getting started in this, it sucks. It sucks. So you just really have to be smart about what you're doing, and you have to watch what people are doing. Like, for instance, with that part for that vacuum cleaner, I'm trying to remember what it is again that the guy said, but it's really funny because that's what tipped me off to this being bullshit. With the short situation I had before, that's no big deal. I get that, sort of, but again, they never return that. But with this situation, the guy saying just didn't like it on a part that goes on a vacuum cleaner that you actually will never see when the vacuum's running because it's down towards the ground. That's bullshit, dude. It's either a legitimate person trying to, they're not happy with how much they had to pay for that replacement part, or it's just someone trying to rip me off, or who knows? It could be another reseller who bought it for that price and wanted to make more money off their end selling it, and they're trying to get recoup some of the investment. I don't know, but that tipped me off right away. Just didn't like it. I mean, that's bizarre. It's truly bizarre. So you just have to really focus up, pay attention to what's going on, and what these people are saying and doing. Okay. Now let's get into some good sales that have happened. There's been some good ones. I'm going to go through some here. I don't know if you guys recall. I think it was in the last episode. I told you guys about those Jordan Why Not 0.3 shoes. They're tennis shoes. Sold those things to a guy, and it went through the authenticator deal through eBay, and the authenticator returned them, even though he authenticated that they're real, because he claimed they're not new. Okay, I mean, that's fine. I mean, they seem new. Now, if you look inside, it does seem like maybe they were worn. I don't know. They could have even been tried on at a store a few times. I have no idea. But they were practically new. And so I probably should have just put, excellent condition or very good condition and left it alone. But I put new without box and got that returned by the authenticator. It didn't cost me anything really, except a great sale. So what are you going to do, right? Those shoes just sold. They sold overnight. So, I relisted them, took $10 off what they cost, relisted them as not new, but in very good condition. And then in the subject, not in the subject line, but in the condition and in the description, I just wrote, hey man, these have actually been authenticated, that these are the correct shoe and everything. I've got an email showing that, but they are not new. I'm not claiming that they're new. I'm claiming that they're like new. So take a look at all the pictures, and you're getting a great deal on these shoes. Someone bought them. So they bought them for $69.99. Ended up, now they're, believe this or not, man, this is really crazy. They're in Poland. So they use the eBay international shipping deal, so it gets shipped up to a suburb of Chicago. And then once they collect enough packages that are going over to a certain part of the world, they'll send these all. There was a tax that they have to pay, not really an import tax, but it's $16.10. So they actually paid $86.09 for these shoes. But that VAT, that doesn't go for everybody, okay? So that's just one of those things for this particular purchase, and there's not much you can do about it. Yeah, value-added tax is what it's called. So $69.99, take out $9.29 for transaction fees. Wow, that's pretty hefty. Shipping label $7.41, which is not bad. I mean, you're talking about a pair of men's 9.5, and these are pretty big, basketball shoes. And then an ad fee for $2.10 comes out to $51.19. And if I remember correctly, we paid $10 for these shoes. I'm positive. Yeah, we paid $10 for these shoes back in July. And so we ended up walking away making a little bit over $40. So that's fantastic, especially after the nightmare of them getting returned by the authenticator. That part really sucked. So, all right, and then let's see. I did sell some of my own stuff. I like doing that, and I don't like doing it. But the cool thing about selling some of your things is, number one, you get rid of things, which is awesome. My son had a TI-84 graphing calculator that he had from when he was in high school. Doesn't need it any longer. So he gave me that, and that baby sold really within like 45 minutes because it's a special edition of this calculator called the School Property Edition. Doesn't mean it's actual school property. That's what it's called. And the coloring on it is yellow. It's got an interesting looking. I'll put it in the images for you guys to take a look at. It's just different design and everything. Put that baby up, and it sold within 45 minutes for $49.99. So realistically, cost of goods sold on this, I don't know. I don't know what I paid for this one, but it was a while back. I'm sure I probably paid for this 6 years ago, for all I know, and I don't know how much it costs. $49.99 minus transaction fees, $6.75. Shipping label is a little steep because it was going to California, $7.03. So we walked away with $36.21. I mean, great sale. And I don't mind selling that because no one's using it. It worked perfectly. It's in great condition. Boom, it's out of here. So I was pretty excited about that. Another thing of mine I sold is a Samsung S Pen Pro. Now, I did buy this thing, gosh, a few years ago for $60 maybe. It's a special S Pen that you could use on a tablet, a Samsung tablet, or touch screen that will take a stylus or pen, and then also on a lot of the phones, including Galaxy Fold, which is usually what kind of phone I have. So it worked with all of that. The problem is I just didn't find myself needing it or using it. So it's actually been sitting around for a while. So I came across it. I charged it up through USB-C, tested it out. It worked perfectly. Put it up for sale. And man, that thing sold within a day or 2 days. But I sold it for $54.99. This is another item that is going to Illinois. And after that, it goes on to Australia. So yeah, $54.99. And then $7.38 for transaction fees. $5.39 only for a shipping label. So not bad. Walked away with $42.22. And again, that's just something that was just laying around here that no one's using. Okay, so pretty great. I'm very happy that sold. And I guess the next thing I would go with would probably be this DVD that I bought a long time ago. Once again, guys, onto the religious media stuff. It's called Wednesdays with Beth Moore, Volume 5. It's a 5 DVD set of these religious DVDs of this woman. Pardon me. And I believe I paid, 82 cents for this. I bought this thing about a year from when it sold. I bought it the 25th of January in 2025 for 82 cents. It finally sold for $34.99. There was a transaction fee of $6.21, and that's it. I walked away with $28.78, and then you take 82 cents out of that. What a killer deal. Definitely made some good money off that thing, and can't be upset about that at all. So pretty excited about that. And then last but not least, just a little bit before I bought that S Pen Pro that I was talking about, I bought a Samsung Galaxy Tab, so a tablet, S7 Plus. I bought this thing in like 2021. Got a keyboard case was thrown in with it at the time, which is pretty cool because it just folds out and it's a keyboard also. I use it quite a bit, mostly to read. I did do some light video editing on it, but I read a lot of comics on it, a lot of digital comics. But again, it was just sitting around. I mean, no one's using it. There's no need for it here anymore. And I was going to get the Samsung Galaxy Trifold, and it's outrageously expensive if you've not heard. And my wife and I talked about, yeah, but what, I said, like, I got these old things. I can sell some of these old things. And this is one of the things that came up. In addition to, if I was going to get that, I would sell my Galaxy Fold 6, and I could probably sell it for about $900 also. So I talked about selling a bunch of things in order to help pay for this new device. Well, that thing sold out everywhere. You can't get the Galaxy Trifold if you don't already have one. So there you go. So I had put this up for sale, and the funny thing about it is that none of the photographs showed up. I don't know what was wrong with the listing, but I took all these great photographs of this thing, and they weren't showing up. It was really weird, and this guy couldn't see them either. And he actually messaged me and asked if I could send him some pictures because the pictures weren't showing up. And so I did. I took some more pictures, showed him there's literally no scratches on the screen. It's got a nice glass screen protector on it. It's in great shape. I mean, it looks damn near new. And I actually still had the original box and all the stuff that goes in it. So I put it up for $300, and he was asking a lot. He was going to buy it for sure. But I mean, again, it's a 5-year-old device. So he ended up buying it on offer for $284.99. Not bad at all. And then transaction fees were $23.23 for some strange reason. And then the ad fee was $9.32 for it. And then I ended up buying shipping for this elsewhere because the shipping, I did not like what they were trying to charge for shipping through eBay. Now that's something that happens sometimes too. If you've not used Pirate Ship, I suggest you go take a look. Pirate Ship is great. Pirateship.com is pretty awesome. You're going to get the same prices for shipping as you're going to get on eBay, but you know, it's just sometimes it's easier to use depending on what it is. The number one problem that I have is eBay not identifying things as media mail. And so that's the big reason I started using it, Pirate Ship. But yeah, pretty crazy. It's sometimes it's a no-brainer to use it. That's all the more I'll say about it. I ended up shipping this thing, and I really packed it up good. I was very careful with how I packed it, and anal retentive about it, and making sure that I got it there in great shape. And so I paid $13.53 to ship this thing. Like I said, it got to the person brand new in the box. I put the keyboard folio case in another little box, thin box I had, put it all together in one big box, had it very tightly packed in there so it wasn't going to get damaged. So yeah, I mean, I sold that thing for $250, $244 is what I got after paying eBay, and I had to pay another $13.53. So let me take a look here at what that is. Walked away with $238.91, almost $239. Again, for something that's just sitting around the house. So I'm getting more things up that are my personal, and I treat my tech so good. The funny thing about it is I've become friends with the person who bought this. He and I have talked quite a bit about it, and he was very, very thrilled with receiving this and the shape that it was in and all that stuff. And it was just really cool to see how excited he was about it. And anyway, long story short, he and I kind of hit it off because we've been talking about a lot of things, but he's a really nice guy, and he and I have kind of become friends, and now we're actually chatting and stuff on Facebook, Facebook conversation or Messenger or whatever it is, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool sometimes how those things happen. I've made a few friends reselling. This is the first one I've made that I sold something to, but still really awesome. And he wrote the most amazing review. I'll put it up so you guys can go check it out. It's pretty cool. The feedback from him was great, and I had great feedback from him too. He was really very excited, and I'm actually thrilled that someone who will use this device and will take care of it and everything like I did is the person who bought this. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's about it, man. I mean, there's other sales, but there's nothing really, any. I mean, another really cool one. I bought a bunch the last time we did go thrifting, although we did the other night too, and I'll tell you about that later. But I bought a bunch of these. I found these golf DVDs, like instructional DVDs to play golf. And I bought a bunch of different ones. One was a box set that had 4 DVDs in it, and then a DVD-ROM also, some software. And then another one was 2 of the same program, 2 different DVDs about your swing and stuff. And then the last, I made a lot out of 2 different discs that are about biomechanics, golf swing. And I just put those 2 together, put them up for sale, and they sold also within 2 days. This lot, I called it, of DVDs sold for $24.99. And I paid $2, maybe less for this. I don't really recall off the top of my head. So, yeah, $24.99. You take away $4.45 for transaction fees, which is, again, too much. Shipping label, it's media mail, so $4.47. Came out with 1607. Take $2 out of that, so $14 for something that turned around really fast. That's the point with this one. Did not take a lot of my time to get it listed and all that, and it did not sit around for a long time. It sold right away, so I'm pretty happy with that sale as well. But yeah, those are the things that have sold. That's almost everything, actually. I think it is. I might as well throw the last one in too. When did I buy these? About May. It was the end of May, May 31st, 2025. I bought these. I found these PC games, but they were in the little CD-ROM slipcovers, not in the big cases, the snap cases, or not even in a nice jewel case. It was in the little slipcovers, the paper slipcovers, still sealed, both of them. Found them for $5 each. They're dirt track racing and stuff like that. Same types of games, different game, but same types. So I just lotted them together. They've been up since May 31st. And they finally sold just probably 4 days ago for $27.99. So if you take everything out of it, again, it's not the greatest deal because I spent way too much on them. But, $27.99 minus $4.17 transaction fees. And then I had to pay media mail. So I believe I paid $4.47. I didn't walk away with a whole lot. Here on this one. But still almost $15 by the time all was said and done. And hey, there's nothing to shake your head at. I mean, I'm just happy that things are starting to move because it was such a lull there. So I'm just thrilled that things are moving along. And I'm thrilled that my customers that are purchasing things from me are in general, they're very happy and they're very pleased with what they're getting. I guess another thing I did sell, I sold a Kimes Ranch hat, like baseball cap, trucker hat. I found that somewhere, I don't know, but I didn't make a whole lot of money off of it either. But it sold, and I'm just kind of glad that it's gone because I've had so many people ask me questions about that hat and then not buy it. It was set at a very reasonable price too. I had that thing for $24.99 and include shipping. Kimes Ranch faded black snapback trucker hat. It was used, but very gently. Someone might have put it on their head once or twice and then gotten rid of it. So it was like new. It really was. I'm just happy that it sold. I paid $1 for it way back in August and sold it for $24.99. Let me see what shipping was on this puppy. $24.99. $3.84 transaction fees, 81 cents ad fee, $5.89 for a shipping label. Not much because it just went down to Texas. $14.45 I walked away with. I spent $1 on it, so $13.50. I'm not mad at that. Again, I want to try and make 20 on everything, but I'm not mad. That's a good amount for that hat. And again, I'm just glad that damn hat's gone. And the guy seems like he's really going to enjoy it. He was very happy. He had great feedback for me. But yeah, All right, so let's get back into this scam stuff that I'm talking about. There's a lot of different things. Number one, if you ship something to somebody and it gets lost or broken, you don't have to refund them right away before you get your money back by filing a claim, okay? You can wait and refund them after you get the claim money, you know? Now, when I've filed claims, it's only been with one company twice, but once they accepted the claim and everything, I went ahead and refunded the money to the customer. Because look, man, they tried to buy something, it came broken or it didn't show up at all, and that's not their deal. It's part of this business for me, so I can sit on it and wait to get what they originally paid me for the product back and my shipping costs back from this company. So what I'm telling you though is you don't have to do that, and I see a lot of situations in here where people are just trying to rip people off. Like here's one, for example. This person wrote back to this person because the package got lost when they shipped it to them. Now, is that the seller's fault? No. Is it the buyer's fault? No. Is it even eBay's fault? No. It's the company that they shipped with, the shipping provider, right? So this person put up negative feedback because the package was lost, right? That's crazy. Insane. Anyway, he paid for it, he wanted it, he doesn't have it, I get it. But don't have a problem with giving him a refund, but should I give him the refund minus the delivery or with everything? So he started the missing mail request on delivery address, and guess what? It was delivered there. No, unsuccessful delivery attempts. I'm sorry. They tried to deliver there multiple times. I've had one of these too. And mine got returned to me. But this guy's, I don't know what's going to happen here. So this person reached back out to the person that bought this from him. And this is what the person said back. After his shitty feedback was removed in a negative review, because eBay's like, look, it's not his fault. It's not the seller's fault. So they'll remove it. Anyway, long story short, this guy wrote back after this all went down and said, respectfully, I do not care to wait for the results of any investigation into a lost package. I have paid for this item and I do not have it. So please process a refund now. Thank you. I went on and I told people, look, I've had situations where this has happened and I've refunded, but I would not refund this asshole. Because you talk to me like that and you try and leave me bad feedback without even trying to contact me. You do all those things, dude. You can kiss my ass. I'm not going to work hard for you. You treat me badly, you get the same in return. Not badly, but I'm not going to be nice to you. I'm not going to go out of my way for you, right? Because you're being an asshole. If he would have come on and said, hey, man, that sucks because I spent this money on this and I don't have it, and that really stinks. That's different, without giving bad feedback, because the seller didn't do anything wrong. So, long story short, what probably happened is this person probably did receive this package, and they're just claiming they didn't. That's highly possible. The other thing that happens, somebody stole it that delivers these things. I don't know. That's happened to me. I'm waiting on a claim right now because of that. And then the other thing that could happen is he's just being an asshole. But all three of those ways, there's no fault of the seller at all. So what everybody on this group is telling us, hey man, he's got no right to do that to you. If it says delivered, I would suggest you can even contact eBay and tell them about it. So this guy went and did a missing mail request, and I bet you anything they'll find the package, and I bet you they even have proof of delivery to this guy's house. I bet you anything. So those things happen, and people are weirdos on here. The other thing that I see a lot of is people saying that it wasn't delivered, like I said, but it was. The other thing I've seen is people saying, you know, the color didn't look the same as it did in the photographs. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I mean, I've had people say that. A lot of these things, what people are trying to do is just finagle you out of some money. They aren't exactly thrilled with how much they paid for something, or they're just cheapskates, or they're trying to rip you off. And boom, it's a pain in the butt, you know? It really is. You gotta deal with it, and you gotta push past it. And you don't want to be paranoid, right? But at the same time, you don't want to just be a knucklehead that everybody just rolls over all the time. And they will roll over you, man. They will roll over you, and you've got to be smart. Yeah. Oh, this is funny too. Yeah, another one they'll do. This one, I've had this one several times. This guy had one. He said, "I sold this item and just got around to creating a label for it. Not 3 minutes after I did that, the buyer contacts me and tells me that their address changed. What's the correct course of action?" I'm writing right now. Don't ship it at all. Hold on to your product and cancel the sale. If they want to rebuy it, tell them to enter their correct address. I've had to do that. I had somebody who bought something from me, and right after they bought it, they said, "Oh, can you go change my address?" No, I can't. You have to go change your address. So they went and tried to do it. It wouldn't let them do that. And so I said, well, I'll go just cancel the sale. Just hop back on and rebuy it, but make sure you put in the correct address. And they did. They actually did it. I walked them through how to do it. They did it, and it's fine. See, if people are legit, you're not going to have a problem. But the fact that this person just created the label, and right after creating that label, gets this thing and says the address has changed. Yeah, dude, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. Now, they could have realized it, when they saw the label come through. Oh, there's a tracking number, and saw the address it was going to. Oh, man, damn, I sent it to the wrong place. They might have realized that. But I'll be honest with you, a lot of times that stuff's a scam. Mine was different even, but they were really cool. But yeah, it's just, there's a lot of weirdos out there, man. Just like there's a lot of freaks telemarketing you and sending you shitty phishing emails and stuff like that in your life every day. There's people that make money off of eBay by ripping off sellers and ripping off eBay. So you just have to be smart about it. You have to make sure you say everything. Like, I feel like that was my mess up with those tennis shoes. I should have said very good condition or, excellent condition instead of new without box, because it's just too much of a risk to do that. And then you end up with a situation like this where they had to come back to me and then I had to mess with it. But hey, I'm very fortunate because I put them up for sale again and they went right out the door. So what I'm saying is just be smart about it. Pay attention to what the people are saying, and don't get swindled. It is a swindle like this person's talking about. I just printed the label and then just now they contacted me and said their address changed. It could be a swindle. Actually, I've had it happen a lot, and only once did the person agree to rebuy the product. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, guys, but just like anything else, there's just a lot of losers out there that can't legitimately go get real work, So they're trying to rip off people that are trying to make money. Okay? So just focus up, pay attention. I hope your guys' sales are picking up like mine have. I hope things are going good for you. I appreciate you guys listening. Sorry this episode was way too long, really. But keep listening. Pass it around to other people who might be interested. And feel free to reach out to me anytime you want about something. And I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. Take it easy. Happy reselling. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.